Muslim women are expected to work in occupations that don't get in the way of caring for their children. True or false? That's true, I think.
I think this is an expectation for all women, regardless of your religion, race, whatever.
I'm in the middle, so I agree and I disagree. I feel like in the past that was a factor, and because women are usually considered the main caregiver and men are usually considered the breadwinners, that was a factor. But I feel like in today's day and age, it is something they have to consider. Obviously, the women are the ones that give birth, they go on maternity leave. However, I feel like times have changed.
Muslim women and all women are encouraged to perhaps pursue teaching or childcare or to pursue nothing at all, which is, it says a lot to the gender pay gap. It says a lot to where society is today in terms of gender equality.
Has your faith ever been compromised by you playing football?
My faith has never been compromised when I'm playing football, refereeing football, or even coaching football. Hijab is part of my kit. When I'm refereeing, it literally comes with me everywhere.
The short answer would be yes. For example, a couple of years ago when I played for a football club, just before the game started, the referee looked at me funny and spoke to the coach and asked why I wasn't wearing the correct uniform. I wasn't wearing shorts, I was wearing tracksuit bottoms to cover my legs. And eventually I was allowed to play the football game, but it did make me feel like I was doing something wrong.
It's not so much compromise, but there are feelings of playing in public and you're like, oh, what will some people think if you're wearing tracksuits that some might say, why is a girl wearing something that tight playing sports, or people can see you, it's a public area. And like this whole thing of hijab, which means like shame.
I'm lucky to say no. I have a really strong, supportive group of friends who encourage me to not only play and stay active, but to maintain my relationship with my faith. I think if anything, football has made me stronger in my faith.
I feel like I am strong in my own beliefs and my own faith, so it's never been compromised. I feel like it could have possibly been compromised when I was a young teenager, playing football in secondary school or prior.
I think with football, I think it just made my faith even more easier because I could be myself, I could enjoy the game that I love and just be in an environment where I belong.
In 2007, FIFA banned Muslim women from wearing the hijab whilst playing football. They justified this by stating that there is potential risk of choking. What are your thoughts on this?
This is false. I feel like this is an excuse.
What is the difference between a player's t-shirt being pulled back and your hijab being pulled back? I feel like it's the same concept.
I personally don't know a Muslim woman who was choked on the hijab whilst playing football or ever. And this ban really alienated an entire group of society who can and want to pursue a career in football.
The essence and the principle of using this hijab as some sort of like politicizing the hijab, almost like Muslim women just want to play football, but by politicizing it and using it as a weapon to like limit in which fields or which categories Muslim women can go in, I think is potentially very dangerous.
Most Muslim women stop playing football because of the lack of support from their family.
Within the Muslim community, not all Muslim community, but within my parents, I found that they discouraged me from playing football.
Personally, I don't identify with this because I'm grateful that my parents were always supporting.
I agree because I feel like deen plays a big role as well, and if your family are quite religious or they have certain beliefs, then that does play into you being able to play football.
I don't think I do. MashaAllah, I had quite a supportive family when I used to play football. They'd encourage any like athletic endeavours you're doing in school or in your free time. So I don't really personally identify with it, but I know people do.
I'm lucky to say no, because my mum really raised me to be a very strong, independent person, and she encouraged me to pursue things, anything that I wanted.
What are other common misconceptions regarding Muslim women who play football?
The main one is, she will stop playing football one day because her parents are probably not going to accept her.
Ooh, I feel like people think that we aren't serious or that we can't play or that we don't want to play, and all of that is untrue. I think playing football perhaps makes you stronger in your faith. It helps you remain active, as the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ encouraged us to do. It helps you to build teamwork in a community, and those things are so important.
I feel like the misconceptions of Muslim women who play football are misconceptions about Muslim women in general. So like, oh, she's probably had to fight her family to be able to get this privilege to play football, or someone's definitely not happy with her doing this. Does her family know she's playing football?
The major misconception is that eventually they'll stop, and they'll have to stop because of religion, or they're getting older, or I feel like women stop earlier than men anyway. I feel like men continue to play because they have the freedom to play.
I think there are a lot of common misconceptions that it is a stage that girls go through and that we should grow out of it, rather than a sport that we love and we continue to play for a long time.
For people who have misconceptions about us, I'd say to educate yourself, because all those misconceptions are probably very untrue and very misogynistic.